may occur suddenly and without warning, or it may follow a heartbreaking breakup, the death of a loved one, or any other extremely trying period. It may come at you abruptly and without warning, or it may roll in slowly and become a pit. Sadness is something we all experience, no matter how it manifests itself, and it can be quite challenging to overcome. The good news is that you can learn how to quit feeling depressed. There are incredibly easy ways to combat the blues, including spending more time outside, watching a show that will almost certainly make you laugh, and yes, crying till your eyes fall out. However, some tried and true remedies require you to dig deep. Sadly, there is no scientifically proven method for letting go of sadness. Spending the entire day on a sofa with your favorite glass of red wine in one hand and a pint of Chunky Monkey in the other is not one. One thing to keep in mind is that you should seek professional assistance if, after 2 weeks, you're still feeling unhappy, and if you experience any other symptoms, such as low energy, problems concentrating, or difficulty sleeping. Here, psychologists and mental health professionals offer their best advice on how to stop feeling depressed no matter what's causing it. First of all, accept your sadness. It can feel like your world is ending when anything bad occurs in it. However, you should accept your feelings rather than stifling or discounting them by diverting your attention or putting on a brave front. According to Dr. Lori Rockmore, PsyD, all emotions are important to experience and have valuable information about our lives. Indeed, a 2017 study that was published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology came to the conclusion that people may achieve better psychological health in part because acceptance helps them experience less negative emotion in response to stressors, rather than judging their mental experiences. Life coach and author Nancy Levin says, "You can't heal what you don't feel. The first step is to feeling better is, in fact, to acknowledge and embrace your melancholy, as uncomfortable as it may be." Pema Chodron, an author and Tibetan Buddhist nun, advised Oprah on a Super Soul Sunday broadcast to breathe it in, rather than fleeing or consuming, drinking, or yelling at someone. Regardless of how awful it feels, simply give it more room. You become open to it as you breathe in. According to Brianna Borton, CEO of Dragon Tree, a health company, try to consider this as an opportunity to learn, grow, and find true healing instead of beating yourself up for feeling down. Not sure why you're feeling depressed? Well, write something. Sometimes it's simple to identify the cause of your sadness, such as when you're still infatuated with your ex, performed terribly in a large work presentation, or got into a heated argument with your spouse. Sometimes, though, you could be depressed for no apparent cause. In such a situation, Sunny Joy McMillan, a life coach, advises taking out a pen and paper and writing without stopping for 5 minutes or longer. Not only can you organically discover what's causing your melancholy, but writing itself has been shown in multiple studies to potentially start the healing process. As an alternative, you might try journaling, going to yoga, or practicing meditation. All of those are excellent methods to concentrate on your inner self. Don't undervalue the importance of having a good week to let off depressed feelings. As an alternative, you may try crashing, which is what Levin does in her moments of sadness. She states, "I turn on shows, movies, or music that I know will make me cry and give me release." Require some suggestions? We found that Stay With Me by Sam Smith and Fix You by Coldplay are both excellent choices for a cathartic weep. Though it sounds illogical, Levin is really making sense. According to psychologist and self-help author Dr. Matt Bellis, only humans exhibit emotional crying. Not to sound too technical, but Bellis describes how a biochemical examination of tears revealed the presence of lectin echolaphin, an endorphin known to lessen pain and elevate mood. Furthermore, crying may have a self-soothing impact on people because, according to a study published in Frontiers in Psychology, it is linked to the activation of the parasympathetic nervous system, which triggers a relaxation response. It's also crucial to note that the same study indicated that criers most likely report mood improvements if they receive comfort from others, so venting it in front of a close friend or relative can be beneficial. Here's how to proceed now. After you shed tears of ugly till your eyes burn, it's time to take control of the situation. It can require a few days, many weeks, or perhaps several months. According to Levin, grief doesn't live on a timeline. However, a dark hole cannot hold you long. Now let's discuss how to get out. Lower the standard absurdly. McMillan advises laying the groundwork for success by initiating action in the smallest possible increments to make sure you don't go from 0 to 100 and back to 0 again. Take little gradual movements at first, such as brushing your teeth, cleaning your face, Then work your way up to more complex tasks like brewing coffee or putting on a nice, toasty sweatsuit. You might be surprised to find that you're motivated to do more once you get moving, the author says. Discover what brings you happiness. And chuckle. Think of this as the reverse of crashing. Macmillan advises choosing an uplifting book, turning on some upbeat music, or watching a few good movies rather than embracing emotional tearjerkers. Instead, you may take up a genuine interest in something you enjoy doing, like volunteering, solving a difficult jigsaw puzzle, or taking care of your beautiful gardens. Better still, engaging in amusing activities, such as watching cat videos on YouTube or listening to humor podcasts. Laughing in response to pain and sadness can be a terrific coping mechanism, Bellis states. Laughter releases endorphins similar to exercise, reduces the stress hormone cortisol, and increases dopamine, aka the feel-good hormone. Naturally, Bellis says, there is no shame in not wanting to laugh for a while, acknowledging that the grieving process takes time. Get in touch with your people, particularly if you're feeling isolated. It's important to have a support system, especially while going through a tough moment. With that in mind, feel free to ask your buddies over for even more wine and cheese. Yes, a virtual happy hour counts too. These self-care pointers can change your life. Do you need assistance extending your social network? Participate in activities with other people outside of your home, advises Borton. Consider joining a book club or anything else that normally piques your interest. You'll be shocked at how fast a community comes together. Even an online group may provide compassion and accountability, even though it's wonderful to have pals in real life. Look through Facebook for support groups that might be able to assist, such as the support group for grief or bereavement. Alternatively, look for groups based on your interests, travel, cooking, crocheting, etc., to meet others who share your passion and can uplift you. Simply ensure that the online group has a caring environment with members who share a shared objective, advises Borton. To stop thinking about the past, change the way you are thinking. Let's imagine you keep telling yourself you won't find love again after a breakup. Or maybe your supervisor gave you a less than stellar assessment at work, and now you're certain you won't get promoted, and you might have made a completely wrong career choice. Modify your story. This process of recognizing and disrupting upsetting and illogical thoughts is known by therapists as cognitive restructuring. Changing a negative thought to a positive one is one method to do this. For instance, try reminding yourself, I will find love again, rather than, I'll be alone forever, advises Macmillan. If that's too ambitious, it's better to just remark, I might find love again. You'll experience less sadness and more serenity. Eventually, you'll even come to believe it. Take some time to enjoy the outdoors. In what she refers to as behavioral activation, Rockmore suggests using all 5 of your senses when you're outside. You might be able to get out of your rut if you pay attention to what you see, feel, hear, smell, and possibly taste in nature. According to Rockmore, waking up from hibernation and engaging in physical activity stimulates the nervous system and allows people to see beauty in the world. This explains in part why being outside can improve creativity and cognition while lowering blood pressure and stress levels. Too busy for a 6-mile hike? A 2019 study found that walking around your neighborhood or exploring your local park for 120 minutes a week, or slightly more than 17 minutes a day, can significantly improve your overall sense of well-being. If you suspect that you may be suffering from depression, get treatment. If your unhappiness extends beyond the blues and manifests itself in other ways, such as altered eating and sleeping patterns, a loss of interest in previously enjoyed activities, difficulty in making decisions, etc., it may be more serious than simple boredom.